Did you know that Hideo Kojima is actually a feminist mastermind? I know what you're thinking. Hideo Kojima, the guy who takes literally every opportunity to perv on 100% of the female cast in his games?
Absolutely
wrong.
True.
Every single one of those situations is integral to not only the plot, but the overall artistic vision of the series. No, stop laughing. Fuck you. In Metal Gear Solid 1, to the untrained eye, this gratuitously long, lingering slow-motion shot of Meryl's butt might seem misogynistic or deeply perverted or some other made-up term, but no, this right here is actually the most important shot in the entire game, maybe in all of video games. See, Meryl is disguised as an enemy soldier, and later in the game you have to identify her somehow, which would be impossible unless Snake had taken the time to commit the exact dimensions of Meryl's butt to memory and cross-reference that knowledge with the butts of the other guards. See, he wasn't perving on her, he was making the 900 IQ tactical decision to gather all the intel possible to help him with his mission. The girl butt is incidental. Why are you so focused on it? Do you not respect women? Do you come from the Vikings? Do you fuck with the war? If he had looked away from Meryl's ass for even a second, the terrorists would have successfully launched that nuke and you'd all be dead. Thank you, Snake, for doing what needed to be done.
You got a great butt.
Butt? Oh, I see. First it's my eyes, now it's my butt. What's next?
On the battlefield, you never think about what's next.
Now, once you identify the young woman and chase her into the ladies' bathroom, you catch her in her underwear, which, just not a great sentence for me to have said out loud. Again, you're probably thinking, come on, Tom. This is clearly just an excuse to reduce a strong, independent woman to nothing more than a sex object for Snake and the presumably male player to consume. First of all, don't ever speak to me in that tone of voice again. Secondly, this is just another example of Kojima's unwavering commitment to realism. You see, she runs into the bathroom to change out of her disguise, and you bump into her halfway through, unless you take too long, in which case she has the time to get fully changed. If you walked into that room 1 second after her and she was already fully changed out of her disguise, like, continuity's out the window, your immersion is broken, the game reviews poorly, doesn't get a sequel, Japan never gets an outlet for their post-war bitterness by having Raiden kill the US president with a katana, relations between the two countries start to deteriorate, Kojima never gets to deliver the anti-nuke message of the series, so they just start lobbing A-bombs at each other without realising the consequences. Now we're looking at a nuclear apocalypse. Is that what you fucking want? Or how about that bit where you're climbing through the air vents and you see her working out in her cell, but then if you climb in and out of the air vent 4 times, she takes off her pants because I don't have a joke for that one. But look, respect for women flows through Kojima's veins like Viking blood. Hell, in Metal Gear Solid 2, you play as a girl. Plus, that game introduces EE, who is one of the most intelligent characters in the entire series. She wets herself and then dies.
I am definitely more drunk than I realise.
Oh, what about Metal Gear Solid 3 though? Okay, I know I've been goofing on the series a little bit, but this one is actually really good. So, this heavy pair of personalities is called Eva, as in the Snake, Adam, and Eve, but with an A at the end of it, for just no reason. Now, this whole game is practically a James Bond parody, with Eva taking on the role of Bond girl, meaning she's primarily there for Snake to have erections at. She basically shows up and immediately gets her tits out, like without even waiting for an excuse. Now, what's funny is that throughout the game, every now and then you'll get a prompt to press R1 during a cutscene, which will switch the camera to a first-person perspective so we can see through Snake's eyes. And pretty much any time we're in the same room as Eva, we get that little R1 prompt, and it's revealed that Snake is just consistently making unbroken eye contact with her boobs. Anyway, then some shit happens. This guy makes cat noises, we fall down a hole. Bees! This old guy explodes, perv on Eva, do some spy shit, lose an eye, perv on Eva, climb a ladder. Yeah, so it's been about 8 seconds since we've seen Eva's tits. Jamie, can you throw up some Eva loops real quick, please? Thank you, Jamie. Eventually you sneak, shoot, and stare your way through the game until you find yourself in this crazy, high-stakes, end-of-the-world boss battle. Snake and Eva, realizing they might be about to die, share a tender moment, but uh-oh. Oh, Snake, you dog. Even on the brink of nuclear annihilation, you've only got one, or rather, two things on the mind. Well, this might be the last time we get the chance, so let's take a cheeky gander at... Holy shit, this is the greatest video game of all time. Oh, and man, I haven't even touched on the boss yet. She acts as a sort of surrogate mother figure to Snake, so she's never sexualized and is consistently the smartest, toughest person in the room. There's never a moment where this lady isn't in absolute control of the situation. She may be the most capable woman in all of fiction. But then the time comes for the tragic showdown between Snake and the woman who raised him, standing in a field of pale knowing that despite a deep platonic love, they've been stripped of their humanity, their individuality, the complexities and nuances of their personal positions. Their very wills have been washed away by the relentless tides of history. They've lived as soldiers, loved as soldiers, fought and suffered as soldiers, but now, reduced to weapons, they will die as pawns in a greater game. One will kill the other so the world's richest and most powerful men may claim a secret victory in a war that never starts. Maternal love, the first and most primal bond there is, stands torn asunder by the brutal hand of politics. The cold reality washes over you like the green sea on a stone shore, and you can only ask yourself one question. Does she get her tits out? You better fucking believe she gets her tits out. Also, apparently the scar is from her cesarean section. Now, I don't know who performed that operation, but you fucking missed, guy. Of course, Kojima's progressive ideals are only amplified in the series' next installment, Woman Respecter 4, when these emotionally traumatized war orphans strut around seductively and dance along to the K-pop you play from your iPod. Fucking Jesus Christ, Kojima, give me a break, man. Holy shit. What next? Oh, Snake bones an actual child who then explodes from a bomb hidden in her vagina. That's real, I didn't even make that up. Then he bones Kazuhira Miller too, because not only is Kojima a feminist, but also a massive proponent of the LGBTQQIAAPGTA5 community. Oh man, and how about Quiet? Okay, so here's the rundown on this lady. So you see, Quiet fell out of a window, and now she has to breathe through her skin, so she can't wear clothes, except when she does, and also if she talks she'll die. This is another great example of Kojima's steadfast devotion to portraying women in the best light possible, choosing to flaunt the best qualities of a woman, their bodies, and forgoing their worst when they talk. This is my actual opinion. If I ever try to suggest otherwise, don't believe me.